Hello, good morning, children. So, children, today I have come with a new chapter in English Reader. The name of the chapter is The Priceless Sleepers. Children, can you see this picture? There are two persons sitting here. Can you recognize them? Okay, let me help you with this. Let us start with the second person in the picture. Children, he is Muhammad Nizamuddin Aulia. He was born on 1238 and he died on 3rd April 1325. He is also known as Hazrat Nizamuddin Aulia. Children, you know, he is Sufi saint of the Chishti order and he is one of the most famous Sufis on the Indian subcontinent. Children, Nizamuddin Aulia, like his predecessors, he stressed love as a means of realizing God. And for him, his love of God implied a love of humanity. His vision of the world was marked by a highly evolved sense of religious pluralism and kindness. So, children, in short, you can understand that he is the most famous Sufi saint. Okay, and can you recognize the person in the first picture? Children, he is Amir Khusro. You might have heard about him. His full name is Abul Hasan Yamin Uddin Khusro, and he was born in 1253 and died on 1325. Children, he was a Sufi singer, poet, and scholar from India, and he was an iconic figure in the cultural history of the Indian subcontinent. He was a mystic and spiritual disciple, a student, you can say, of Nizamuddin Aulia of Delhi. So, children, first I have told you about Nizamuddin Aulia, and after that, I am telling you about Amir Khusro because Amir Khusro was a disciple of, he was a student of Nizamuddin Aulia. And do you know, children, he wrote poetry also in Persian and in Hindavi also. Let me tell you something more about him, children. Khushro is sometimes referred to as the voice of India or parrot of India. Or you can also say that he has been called the father of Urdu literature. He is regarded as father of Qawwali. What is Qawwali, children? It is a devotional form of singing of the Sufis in Indian subcontinent, and till now it is continued. Now also we practice Qawwali. And he only introduced the ghazal style of song into India, and both of which still exist widely in India and Pakistan. Let me tell you more about him. Children, you know, Khushro was an expert in many styles of Persian poetry which were developed in medieval Persia. So, children, introduction has been done. Now we are going to learn about them more, okay, and the story. So, chapter 9, The Priceless Sleepers. So, children, before you read, let us learn something. India is often referred to as the land of mystics. What is the meaning of mystics? A person who attempts to be united with God through prayer. Children, we are also mystic. Why? Because every day we pray to God, right? Hazrat Nizamuddin Aulia was a Sufi saint who lived during the 13th century. Now we are in 21st century and we are talking about 13th century. This story shows his simplicity and the austerity of his lifestyle. Children, what is the meaning of Sufi saint? A person belonging to a specific group and who leads a simple life without any comforts or luxuries. In simple, you can say a Sufi saint is a person who is leading a very simple life. Okay, and live austerity means living without comforts, luxuries, or decorations. Same thing, a person who is living a simple life. It also shows how people with divine knowledge can give without having it. Okay, so divine means holy, pure knowledge. Okay, he was very knowledgeable person. So let's read the story now. In a little village, there lived a poor man who was so tired of being poor that his sole aim means only aim in his life was to become rich and have a lot of money. Children in a nearby places also we can see in a neighborhood, okay, and in other places also there are many poor persons children. They really work hard the whole day to earn one meal of a day, okay, to give food to their children. They really work hard and they hardly get food, they hardly get clothes to wear, they're very poor. So children, what do you think, what will be their sole aim, the only aim of their life? To earn money so that they can feed their children, they can feed themselves, they can give them clothes to wear. Okay, so we are learning about a poor man only who was very tired of being poor, and he wanted to become rich and then have a lot of money so that he doesn't need to struggle hard for money. So what happened, in his desperation means hopelessness, he was very hopeless children, because he was not getting money, he was struggling hard. So what happened, in his desperation he had tried many means of making money, he tried many things, many ideas. But what happened, he didn't get any satisfactory results. Children, like we also, when we are going for business, we are trying so many things. Sometimes we can get success and sometimes we cannot. So in the same way, he was also trying so many things to make money, but he did not get any satisfactory results. He was not satisfied with the things he was doing. Then one day, someone told him of a great Sufi saint. And what is the name, children? You already know. Hazrat Nizamuddin Aulia, who lived in Delhi. He was living in Delhi, children. The poor man was told that the saint was a very kind man with extremely wealthy followers. Wealthy means a person who has lots of money, followers. See, children, Nizamuddin Aulia was not very rich, but he has wealthy followers. Okay, there were many persons who was following him because he was Sufi saint. That is why. Surely he will give me enough money to start a new business and then I will be a rich man, thought the villager to himself, children. When he heard that there is a Sufi saint Nizamuddin, Hazrat Nizamuddin Aulia, who is living in Delhi, okay, when he heard about him, he planned to go to him. And he was thinking that he will give him enough money so that he can start a new business, and then what will happen? He will become a rich man and then he will live his life happily. Can you see, children, this picture? This poor man, okay, can you see his clothes? Can he see his carry bag? Children, can you see his carry bag? Okay, everything is torn, even his cap is torn. And he has come to meet Hazrat Nizamuddin Aulia. And can you see, children, can you see his face? He is so calm. There is peace on his face. And he is welcoming him so calmly. Okay. So what happened after that? The very next day he set off. Set off means he started his journey for Delhi, where the Sufi saint stayed. He had to walk all the way as he could not afford to travel on a horseback. Children, afford means when a person didn't have enough money to pay for. He doesn't have money, children. So how will he go? How will he give money for a horse? Okay, so what happened? He walked and gone all the way. He was very tired and hungry. Yes, children, if you will walk, okay, in the hot sun, so many kilometers, so what will happen? You will get tired also and you will get hungry also. So the poor man arrived at the home of the saint at last. The Sufi greeted him kindly, and one of his followers guided him to where he could wash himself and brought him food to eat. Children, maybe the road was very dusty, he got dust, okay, on his clothes, on his face. So his followers, whose followers? Nizamuddin Aulia's followers, okay, he helped him to wash himself and he also gave him food to eat because he was very tired and hungry also. So after taking some rest, The villager told the Sufi the purpose of his visit. What was the purpose, children? Can you tell me? What was he thinking before coming? He was thinking that he will get enough money so that he will become rich. So he told the same thing to Sufi saint. Why is it so important for you to have money? The Sufi asked. Because, children, according to many persons, money is not enough to live life. There are many things to say, like money can buy bed, but it cannot buy sleep. Money can, okay. There are many examples like this. So maybe he is asking the same question, that why is it so important for you to have money? The villager recounted his woes. Recounted means he told again, because from so many days, from so many years, his struggle time, he's only thinking one thing, that I will have a lot of money one day and I don't have to work so hard. So the villager recounted, he told again his woes. Woes means his worries, his troubles, his problems. Okay, he's saying that I don't have enough money to even eat or clothe myself. If I have a lot of money, I will never have to worry about these things. I will be happy. You are welcome to stay here for as long as you want. You will never be hungry here and will always be decently attired. Attired means properly dressed. The Sufi assured him. Okay, children, he promised him that please stay here as long as you want, and you will always get proper food and clothes. He promised him. But the villager was adamant. Adamant means, children, he refused, okay, to change his mind. He has come with the intention to take money. So he refused to change his mind. He only wanted money. For him, that was the only solution to his problems. He wanted to continue living in his village and start a new business and live in a comfortable house. Yes, children, wherever we live, wherever is our home, we want to live there only. We don't want to leave our place. In the same way, the villager was also adamant to his decision. He didn't want to leave the place, his village. He wanted to start a business there only. Okay? And he wanted to live in a comfortable house. The Sufi asked him, why did you come to me? I am not a rich man. But there are many rich men in Delhi from whom you may go and ask for money. Yes, children, there are many rich persons who are living in Delhi. But if a person will go to them and they will ask money from them, will they give them money? No, why will they give money to anyone? Right? Or maybe they will think that this poor man is a beggar. Maybe they will give 10 rupees, 100 rupees, like this. So, what will happen in that? Nothing. So, the man said that he had thought of that, but knew from experience that the rich man were never eager to part with their health. The poor man, children, he is saying that yes, I also thought of the same thing, whatever you are saying, but I had some experience, and from that I can tell you that these rich persons, they will never give their money. They will never want to separate with their money. Okay, and I had heard that you never turn your back on anyone, so I came to you. Okay, this poor person, he is saying that I have heard that Hazrat Nizamuddin Aulia, he never says no to anyone. Whoever comes, you help him. So I came to you. The Sufi slowly nodded his head but said nothing. He agreed. Okay, whatever the poor man said, he agreed. So he nodded his head, but he said nothing. Maybe he was thinking something. No. He remained busy the rest of the day. There were prayers to be said, visitors to be met, and students to be taught. And he continued his normal routine. The villager waited patiently for the Sufi to summon him. Patiently means calmly, children, or quietly. And summon means to call. So the villager was waiting that maybe now or afterwards, or maybe tomorrow, the Sufi will call him, okay, and give him money or ask one of his wealthy friends to give him some. 2 days passed and he was getting impatient, children. Okay, impatient means he was getting irritated. 2 days have passed, nothing has happened. So, on the third morning, he realized that his trip to Delhi was not going to bear fruit. Not going to bear fruit means he was thinking that now it's not going to give any favorable result. I have just come here and I have wasted my time. He was thinking like this, and it was time for him to leave for his village. He had been taken care of very well. He had not been hungry, nor had he slept so comfortably in a long time, but money was not given to him. But, children, can you see the positive point? The poor person is thinking that I have come from so far, I walked and come all the way. Okay, maybe it is not going to bear fruit, I will not get any favorable result. But, children, the positive things are also here, because from so many days he was hungry and tired, he was not slept comfortably for so long. So at least he got food, at least he got a good sleep. Okay, but what was the main intention of his to come to Sufi Saint? Money. He got everything: clothes, food, a good sleep, but he did not get money. So, what happened? Feeling disappointed, he went to say farewell to Sufi. Children, to say farewell means to say goodbye. He was very disappointed that with the purpose he has come, he did not get that. Okay, so he planned to say goodbye to Sufi. Are you leaving? But I can't let you go empty handed. Just imagine, children, if anyone will say like this, that I can't let you go empty handed, what will a person think? The poor man was thinking that now maybe I will get the money for which I have come here. So the villagers' hopes were raised, means he became hopeful again, children. The Sufi took off his worn out sleepers. Worn out means, children, which is almost torn, which is a used one. Okay, so he took off his worn out sleepers and gave them to the villager, saying, "You have a long and dusty journey ahead of you. These sleepers may be useful." Children, he has come from so far. Okay, obviously the roads are dusty. Okay, so what happened? He gave his sleepers and he said that maybe it will help you, it will be useful to you. And I only own what I wear, so I will give you these with my blessings. He's saying like this. After that, what happened? The villager was shocked but did not show his surprise, as he respected the saint and did not want to insult him. Children, the village was so shocked that everyone is saying that he helps everyone, but I did not get any help, and instead I am getting a worn out slippers. Okay, but he did not show his surprise to him. Why? Because he really respected the saint, and he has got proper food, clothes, and a good sleep, so he could not insult him like this by saying all those things. Now, what he is thinking? The world talks of Hazrat Nizamuddin Aulia, but in reality, he is as poor as me. Why? Because, children, as a gift, also he is giving his used and torn slippers to him. So he is thinking that he is also poor like me, thought the villager to himself. He then left Delhi with the pair of slippers in his bundle, the carry bag which you have seen, which was torn, and he was afraid that the people of his village would laugh at him when they would see or hear of the gift that the saint had given him. See, children, he told everyone that he is going. When he was coming, few people only told him no that you can go to Sufi saint. He has very wealthy followers. Maybe you will get help. So everybody was knowing that he has come to Sufi saint. So he was really afraid that when he will go back and he will tell everyone that I have got sleepers as a gift, so everyone would laugh at him. As the villager was walking in the hot sun, he saw a great cloud of dust coming towards him. As he watched, he saw a magnificent horse. Magnificent means, children, very beautiful. Okay, horse galloping towards him. Galloping means moving at a very fast pace. The speed of a horse is known as galloping, children. Okay, so an equally magnificent rider was seated on the horse, children. See, the horse was beautiful and the rider was also equally beautiful, and he was sitting on the horse. The horse and the horseman drew nearer and stopped in front of the villager. See, children, now what will happen? There is a suspense in a story. A new person has entered here. The striking horseman got off the horse and pointing to the bundle said, "You lucky man, are you coming from the great saint with a priceless gift?" See, children, this person, this rider, he knew that whoever comes from the home of Sufi saint, they must get a gift. So he was also thinking the same thing, that he is very lucky person because he is coming from the great Sufi saint and he has also got a priceless gift. He did not know what is the gift there, but maybe he is guessing something, and for him, his gift is priceless. The poor man stammered. Stammered means, children, speaking with sudden unwanted pauses, like usually when you are nervous. Yeah? So the poor man stammered that it was indeed a gift that the saint had given him, but it was far from priceless. Why? Because the poor man is thinking it is used in torn sleepers. How can it be priceless? He wondered aloud how the stranger knew that the villager had been to meet the saint. Now, children, he is thinking, the poor man, this old man, he is thinking how this person got to know that I have gone to meet him and I got a gift also. I recognize the sweet fragrance, the sweet smell, children, of my lord from the bundle that you carry. He introduced himself as Amir Khushro. Children, I told you Amir Khushro in the beginning, he is the same person. The villagers showed him the pair of sleepers, and to his surprise, Amir Khushro picked them up reverently. Reverently means respectfully, and held them to his head. And what he's saying? Be kind and give me these sleepers for a bag of gold that I have earned for 6 months of work for the emperor. See, children, he can give his bag of gold for those torn out sleepers. And children, how he earned those bag of gold? A bag of gold. He worked 6 months for the emperor. You can also have my horse and my robes. He is also ready to give his horse his coat. Robes means his coat. He's ready to give a bag of gold, his horse and robes, instead of that worn out sleepers. Just imagine, children. The villager was astounded. Astounded means he was very shocked, he was very surprised, but he readily agreed to part with the sleepers for the unequal amount. Yes, children, because in his view it is unequal amount. Okay, he had come to Sufi saint for the sake of money, okay, and he got sleepers. So obviously he will be disappointed. But now what happened? Just see, children, he is getting a bag of gold, his coat, and horse also in place of those sleepers. Both men were delighted, means they were very happy with their exchange, because both of them exchanged their things, and each thought, both of them are thinking that he had gained the greatest treasure. Amir Khushro was very happy after getting his lord sleepers. And on the other hand, the poor man was also very happy after getting so many things: a bag of gold, horse and robe, a coat. Now, what happened? Amir Khushro left for Delhi and the poor villager returned a rich man. Yes, when he came, he was a poor villager, but now, when he is returning, he became a rich man. Never again in his life did he have to worry about his food or clothing, and he lived happily. See, children, he wanted this only. He came with this purpose only, and he got all the things. Needless to say, he became a devout follower. Devout follower means devoted follower of the Sufi, whose humility means humbleness, kindness he could never forget. Later, the poor villager came to know that Amir Khusro was a great musician and poet, as well as the most famous disciple, means a student of Hazrat Nizamuddin Aulia. He wrote in Persian, Arabic, and Hindi. He is considered to be the inventor of the tabla and the Hindi language. He was buried near the tomb of Hazrat Nizamuddin Aulia in Delhi. So this already I have told you. Now let's read more about this story. Sayyid Muhammad Nizamuddin Aulia, born on 1238 and died on 1325. He was also known as Hazrat Nizamuddin. He was one of the most famous Sufi saints of the Indian subcontinent. He stressed upon love as a means of attaining God, and his love for God implied a love of humanity. Children, I hope you have loved this story. Okay, I hope you have understood the story. You also learnt about Hazrat Nizamuddin Aulia and Amir Khusro. Okay, that's all for today, children. Thank you.